it looks like the IRS is going to attempt to raise more than $50 billion in revenue over the next decade by ending a major tax loophole. Joining me now to talk about how this works is Monika Hengesbach. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Sure. So you're the CEO at Decision Financial Services. Monika, explain what this tax loophole is and how it's being used and why it's going away.
So the loophole is it's called partnership basis shifting. And so basically what that is, it makes an adjustment to the basis or ownership of a partnership interest. For example, if you and I were in a partnership and our partnership had assets that were fully depreciated, so they're valued at zero on the books, and I decide to contribute my land that is fair market value of $9 million, let's say, and I bought it for $1 million, so I'm giving you this appreciated land that we cannot depreciate, which means we don't get any write-off, but I added it as a contribution. Well, what I've just done is taken the current assets that are valued at zero, and they're now valued at $9 million, and we can depreciate that as a partnership and get on an average for the next 7 years about a $1.2 million write-off.
Now, who's doing something like this? Those are really big numbers. So that's not you and me that's doing that. Well, I don't know how much you're worth, but it's not me doing that sort of thing. So who would be doing these kind of write-offs of land like this?
Well, trust me, it's not me either. But usually what it is partnerships that have high investment in real estate, for example, or high equipment value. These type of partnerships, high net worth individuals that are actually holding on over appreciated stock, for example, a portfolio that they want to then transfer over so they don't have to deal with the gains, or they have land and they're able to contribute at that. So it's usually the very high end net worth individuals.
And this would probably help reduce inflation. Is that what I'm understanding?
What it's going to help is they're hoping to increase the revenue that is going to come back in to the federal government. They've determined that with the tax cuts that went through in 2017, that the government lost quite a bit of tax revenue, particularly from decreasing the corporate income tax rate. So what they're hoping is that they can collect additional monies by not allowing partnerships to be able to do this basis shifting.
Well, Monika, because I always try and put this on a level that our listeners can understand, moreover, understand how it helps them. So how will this help the average person driving to work here in Birmingham, Alabama, who has a regular 9-to-5 job, who has a regular, middle-class home? How does this help him or her in their everyday lives?
Truthfully, I couldn't answer that, and I don't think it's going to make a world of difference, just like this $1 billion that the IRS just collected from people who haven't filed their taxes.
And that's how government funding always works. Monika, thank you so much for joining us on Alabama's Morning News to talk about this. I always try and cut through the clutter on these sort of stories and understand how it affects how it affects you in your everyday life, because sometimes you hear these big numbers and you go, well, how does that affect anything for me? I just want them to bring back the ability for me to deduct the mortgage interest on my home, because we used to be able to do that on our federal income tax, and I don't think we're able to do that anymore. I kind of wish they'd bring that back.